Hi, my amazing, fabulous firsties. Miss Reyes here, and today we are going to do a review of our studies weekly. This review is not from the last couple of weeks, it's just from things we've studied over the school year. So what you're going to need for this is you are going to need your studies weekly, which should be in your packet, and it's from week 7. Okay, so go ahead and get that. Go ahead and get a pencil also, because there's some activities in this one because it's a review. And what we're going to be reviewing is good citizens, responsibility, time, and maps. Okay, so also remember this is one of your required activities because after this there's also an assessment that you have to take and mom and dad has to submit to me. Okay, so let's look down here at the bottom. Everybody has your studies weekly. You're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, so what are some rules at school? So think about that for a minute. What are some rules that we have at school? I know you could all come up with one or two of them. Do you have a classroom rule about staying in your seat? Well, do we? Do we have a rule about staying in our seats? Yes, we're always having to sit safely on our bottoms. Well, how does that rule help us? Do we make those rules just to be mean? Or do we make those rules to keep you safe? Well, if you said safe, you're correct, because rules keep us safe at home and also at school. So think about some of those rules. Tell someone around you, what is a rule that you have at home that you have to follow? Did you possibly say cleaning up after yourself? Yeah. When you make a mess or when you finish playing, you have to put up all your stuff? Yeah. Well, what school? Well, sitting safely on our bottom. Can we run at school? No, we have to be safe. If we're out on the playground, then yeah, you run all you want. But in the classroom or in the hallway, we have to walk because we want to be safe. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our studies weekly. Okay, so we are going to do a few activities. So we should be on the page that says, let's review, show what you know. Well, right here at this top, it says, good citizens make a pledge to their country and state. When you say the pledge, you are making a promise to be loyal to your country. Well, what does that mean if you're going to be loyal to your country? Does it mean you're going to take care of our country? Yeah, it could be. Could it mean not littering? Yeah, it could. Could it mean if someone says something, oh, I hate Texas? Could you say, no, Texas is an amazing place to live. It really is. Well, what we're going to do now is when you're going to need a pencil, or you can use a marker, a crayon. Right now, I don't care which one you use. But right here it says, write the name of the flag above each picture. Then draw a line from each pledge to the correct flag. Every morning at school, we say 2 pledges. And let's first identify which flag we have, and then we're going to figure out which pledge we say to which flag. Okay, so take a look at this flag right here. What flag is that? Is that our United States of America flag, or is that our Texas flag? Remember, this is a review, so hopefully we remember this. If you said Texas flag, you're correct. Good job. So above this flag, I want you to write the word Texas. And remember, Texas is a proper noun, so we have to capitalize that T. So write T, using our best handwriting, E, X, A, S, Texas. And I want you to go back and underline that T to make sure you capitalized it because it's a proper noun. Remember, all proper nouns are capitalized. Okay, so this one is our Texas flag. So remember, we're also called the Lone Star State. Why are we called the Lone Star State? What do you think? Does our flag have one star? It sure does. So that is where we get the nickname Lone Star State. Well, let's look at this flag. Well, this flag looks like 50 stars, and it has 13 stripes. Huh. What flag do you think that is? Do you think that is our country flag? Do you think that's the United States of America flag? If you said yes, you are correct. Awesome job. So above this, we're going to write United States. And United States is also a proper noun. So we're going to capitalize the U and the N, I, T, E, D. There's United. We're going to put a little finger space in between there. We're going to write the word states. And states is also part of the United States of America. So we're going to do a capital S. T-A-T-E, United States of America. So this is our United States flag, and this is our Texas flag. And I want you to go back and underline that U and that S to make sure you capitalized it because it's a proper noun. Good job. Okay, so now we have two pledges. And I'm going to read each one, and I want you to try and figure out which one it goes to. Is that our Texas pledge? Are we making a promise to be loyal to Texas or to the United States? Okay, so here's our first one. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, are there any clues in that pledge to figure out which flag it goes to? Oh my goodness, did you say the flag of the United States of America? Good job. So I want you to take your marker, your pencil, your crayon, and I want you to draw a line to the United States flag. Okay, here's the next pledge. Okay, so listen for this one. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee. Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Did you hear a clue in that one to tell us which pledge it goes to? Right there at the very beginning it says, honor the Texas flag. So I want you to go ahead and take your pencil or your marker or your crayon and draw it to the Texas flag. So remember, when we say those pledges, we are promising to be loyal to our amazing country, the United States of America, and our awesome state, which is Texas. Good. Okay, now let's move on to down here. This is the next part. We're going to review good citizens and what a good citizen is. So I want you to think about that a minute. What is a good citizen? Are you a good citizen? I hope you said yes, because all of our Vickers Lions are amazingly good citizens. Well, good citizens are responsible. Good citizens respect others by following rules. Now, talk with a partner about each picture. Circle the pictures of good citizens. So if mom or dad is there, talk to them about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about each picture though, and so if they're not there, if they're in another room doing something, you can just listen and we'll decide together. Okay, so take a look at this first picture. Well, that picture looks like a little girl crying and another little girl is giving her a hug. Looks like she's trying to make her feel better. So would that be a good citizen? Yes, good job. So would we circle that first picture? Because that is, if someone is hurt or upset, especially someone younger, we want to be a good friend and a good citizen and help them be better or get better or feel better. Okay, look at this little girl. What does it look like she's doing? Oh, look at this tub right here. What symbol does it have on there? That is the Recycle Center symbol. So do you think that that girl is recycling? Is that being a good citizen? Is that helping to take care of our earth? Yes, it is. So go ahead and circle that one. Awesome. Oh my goodness, this next picture makes me very upset. I don't like this next picture. Take a look at what's going on in this picture. Look at this little girl right here. Look at her face. Does she look like she's happy? No, she looks very sad and very upset. And look in the background of the picture. What does it look like those two girls are doing? Does it look like maybe they're making fun of her or laughing or not being a good friend? To me, it does. It really does. So do you think that picture is showing a good citizen? No, it's not. So we're not going to circle that. And actually, I want us to cross that out because that is not being a good citizen because we want to treat everyone with respect. Oh my goodness. Look at that picture. What does it look like that little girl's doing? Oh, it looks like she's making a face, sticking her tongue out. Does it look like she's joking around? Look at her face. It doesn't look like she's joking around to me. So would that be being a good citizen? No, definitely not. So let's get rid of that one also. Oh, look at this next picture. Oh, what is that little girl doing? That looks like she might be raking up some leaves. So do you think she might be helping mom or dad or even grandma or grandpa or a neighbor that needs help? Is that being very responsible? Yes, and being responsible and respectful is being a good citizen. So circle that one. Okay, let's look at this last picture right here. Oh my goodness, I'm sure some of you, if you have brothers and sisters, you've done this before. What are they doing? Are they yelling at each other? Are they fighting? Look at their faces. They really are. So do you think that is a picture of being a good citizen? I don't think so because that right there is not being respectful to each other. It's definitely not being a good friend. No, so let's cross that one out and get rid of that one. Okay, so being a good citizen means you're respectful, means you're responsible, it means you're safe. Oh my goodness, that is our vicar's expectations. We are all good citizens, and I hope you're continuing doing that at home. Okay, so let's move over here. We have 5 sentences, and I'm going to read those sentences, and if it's yes, we're going to circle yes. That means the sentence tells us something that's correct. If it's no, means it's not correct. Okay, we're going to circle no. So look at number 1. Number 1 says, if you see someone who is being bullied, you should ignore it and not help. Would that be something we should do if we see somebody being bullied or hurt? Should we just ignore it and walk away? Definitely not. No, that is not correct. So I want you to circle that with a big circle around no, because no, we definitely do not ignore that. We should always help others, whether it's going to get an adult or a grown-up. We want to make sure everybody's being safe. Okay, number 2, you should tell an adult if you see someone being dishonest. Dishonest. So what does dishonest mean? Think about that for a minute. Dishonest. Does dishonest mean you're not being honest? Yes, it does. It means you're not being honest. So do we want to be dishonest? No, we always want to be truthful because remember, good citizens are truthful also. So should we tell an adult if you see someone being dishonest? Yes, you should. You should always tell an adult if you see someone being dishonest, whether it's lying or it's stealing or it's hurting others. All of those things are not being very honest at all. Okay, number 3. It is wrong to make fun of people and hurt their feelings. Is it wrong to hurt people and make fun of them and hurt their feelings? Yes, it is. It is wrong to make fun of people. So I want you to circle yes on that one because I know our fabulous firsties do not do that. Hold on just a second. Okay, I had to take care of a cat issue. Okay, let's look at number 4. Good citizens never keep a promise. Well, is that true? If we're a good citizen, don't we always keep our promises? I think we do, yeah. So good citizens never keep a promise? Oh, that's no, because good citizens always keep their promises. Number 5, following rules will help keep you safe. What do you think? I want you to circle your answer. Following rules will help keep you safe. Did you circle yes? Awesome job, because that is the answer. So if you follow rules, following rules does keep us safe. They always, that's why we have rules. That's why we have rules when you become 16 and you drive a car. You have rules you have to follow. At school, we have rules. Anywhere we go, we have rules because those rules want to keep everybody safe because we don't want people hurt, do we? Okay, now let's look down here at the bottom. And I've actually kind of filled this in already to make our video a little bit shorter because I knew it was going to be a long video today. It says, my daily timeline. Well, what is a timeline? What does a timeline show? A timeline shows the order things happen, whether it's in one day, whether it's in 1 week, whether it's in a month or a year. So what you're going to do right here, it says draw a picture to show what you do at each time of the day. Well, the first time is 9 o'clock a.m. And remember, a.m. means in the morning. So I drew a picture and I even wrote the words doing work. So that's where I'm usually checking over y'all's schoolwork you send me. I'm putting in grades in the grade book. I'm having a meeting or a conference with Mr. White or some of our friends. So at 9 a.m. I am doing work. Okay. Well, what about 1 o'clock p.m.? It means it's in the afternoon, so we're a little bit further down. Well, about 1 o'clock p.m., I'm usually eating lunch. So I drew a picture of me in front of a table with my drink and my food because I'm usually eating lunch around that time. And then our next one says 5 o'clock p.m. That means it's getting closer to the evening. Well, what do you normally do about 5 o'clock p.m.? Well, we usually eat dinner about 6 o'clock p.m., which is an hour later. So about that time, I might be relaxing outside or sitting on the couch. So I drew a picture of me relaxing outside. So that timeline, it's telling you what you're doing throughout the day, in the morning, the afternoon, and in the evening. And that's what a timeline does. It tells us the order of events when they happen. Okay, now let's go ahead and we're going to go to the back page. Oh my goodness, I see a map of Texas. And we all know that that is Texas because we know what Texas looks like. Well, look at a map of Texas in our classroom. Well, we don't have a map here in our classroom. Well, I'm not in my classroom. But we're going to do this together. And it says label the cities on this map. Draw a red dot where your city is located. Write your city's name next to the dot. And we have a word bank right here. So remember a map, it tells us where places are and the distance between things. And remember a map, most maps have a, what is this called? Did you say compass rose? You are correct, that is a compass rose because remember a compass rose tells us north, east, south, and west. Yes, it sure does. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our word bank. And actually, I think the first thing I want to do is I want to label Victoria because that is the city we live in. Yes. So what I did right here, if you look, see all these little places of water right here, kind of in just a little bit, I put a dot. That right there is Victoria. And I drew a line to do that. So I'm going to write Victoria on that line. And Victoria, is it a proper noun? It sure is. So do we have to capitalize it? Yes, we do. Okay, so capitalize that V in Victoria. V, I, C, T, T, or, what makes that sound or? O-R, E, and at the end is a little tricky. It's I-A. So it's a capital V, I-C-T-O-R-I-A. So that is the city that we live in, is Victoria. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is let's look at our word bank. And our first word in our word bank, our first two words, is Corpus Christi. So remember, I told my class that that's where my daughter goes to college, is in Corpus Christi. So here is Corpus Christi. So if you look, here's Victoria. If we go south, and you see that red dot, that is Corpus Christi. So on this line, we're going to have to write it kind of small because it's a big word, or two big words. We're going to capitalize the C in Corpus, O-R-P-U-S, and then I'm actually going to go below it and write Christi, and I'm going to capitalize that C because it's also part of the name of the city, C-H-R-I-S-T-I, Corpus Christi, and so that is south of Victoria. And then cross out Corpus Christi on our map, or on our word bank. Okay, the next city we're going to label is Houston. And Houston is north of Victoria. So let's find Victoria and let's go north. Okay, do you see this one right here on top of us? That is Houston, and that's where the Space Center is. And so we're going to do a capital H because that is a proper noun. H-O-U-S-T-O-N, Houston. It's the second word in our word bank. So go ahead and cross that out. Okay, the next city that we are going to label is on our word bank, and it's called El Paso. Well, El Paso, if we find Victoria, El Paso is to the west of Victoria. El Paso is to the west. So here's Victoria. So look at our compass rose. We're going to go to the west. And what do we see over here on this side? That right there is where El Paso is. And we're going to capitalize the E because it's a proper noun, El. And then we're going to put a little finger space, capitalize the P, A-S-O, El Paso. It's almost all the way to the farthest west. And then cross that out. Now, the next city we're going to label is Amarillo. And Amarillo is the city farthest north on our map right here. So Amarillo. So here's Victoria. Let's find the city that's the farthest north. Here's our compass rose. Here's north. So is this Amarillo? Yes, it is. So we're going to write Amarillo. Capitalize the A, M-A-R-I-L-L-O. So that is Amarillo, Texas, and it's the name of a place, so also make sure you capitalize that A because it's a proper noun. Okay, now we have saved one of the best cities for last. Well, of course, Victoria is the best, but I've saved the second best for last. And if we look at our word bank, the name of that city we have left is Austin. Okay, everybody say that. Austin. Well, does anybody know why Austin is special? Well, Austin is special because it is the capital of Texas. It is where our governor lives. He lives in Austin. That is where the governor's work, the courthouse, all of that stuff, that's where they do all the business for Texas, is in Austin. Okay, so look at our map. We have one spot left, and there is a special mark beside where Austin is. Can you find that star? Right there. And what are we going to put beside that star? We're going to write the word Austin, and it is the what? Capital of Texas. Awesome job. Okay, so we're going to write Austin. Ready? Capitalize that A because it's a proper noun. U-S-T-I-N. Austin. And what is Austin? The capital of Texas. And who lives in Austin? The governor. Awesome job. The governor lives in Austin, and the governor makes all of the decisions for our state. Okay, now, oops. Sorry, had to take care of another cat issue. I need to lock him up next time. He just wants to be on video. Okay, so this is our map of Texas. And what's the capital of Texas? Austin. And what's the city we live in? Victoria. Awesome job. Okay, now, down here at the bottom, we have a calendar. And a calendar tells us what day it is. It tells us events that are happening throughout the whole month. So what I've already done my calendar, but what I want you to do is I want you to write April at the top because we're in April. And I want you to write 2020 beside it because that's the year. So April 2020, capital A, P-R-I-L, finger space, 2020. Okay, awesome. Now, the instructions say write the name of the month at the top of the calendar and then label the calendar with the correct dates. Okay, well, we've talked about it in class, I know, and every month does not always start on Sunday, okay? Because remember, there are different amounts of days in each month. So April started on a Wednesday. So on this first Wednesday, because we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right here under Wednesday in that first box, I want you to put a number 1. And then after number 1 is, for Thursday, would be number 2. Friday would be 3. Saturday would be 4. Where do I go from here? Oh my goodness, y'all silly. Sunday would be 5. Monday, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you're going to continue all the way because April only has 30 days. So you're going to continue that all the way till you get to 30. But then you're still going to have some of these are going to be blank because that is where May will start. Okay? You can get an older brother or sister or mom and dad to help you with that if you need to. Okay, so I know we've talked about a lot in our Social Studies Weekly this week because this is a longer video than what we normally have because it was a lot of information. We reviewed maps, calendars, timelines, being a good citizen, being loyal to our country and our state by saying our pledges. Okay, so now the rest of the activity you have to do. This was just the practice, okay? So everybody should have a paper that looks like this. And at the top it says, let's review week 7 assessment. Well, this is the required activity that mom and dad need to take a picture of. They don't need to take a picture of this to send, okay? This was just practice. This is what your teacher has to have, okay? And if you want to stop the video now and go back and reread it, complete some of the activities, you can. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read your question and answer choices and kind of walk you through this test. But you don't have to take it just yet, okay? But I wanted to continue all of this in the same video. Okay, so it says, of course, put your name and the date you're taking this. And it says, number 1, a good citizen always follows the rules. A, yes. B, no. So think about a good citizen. If you need to, go back to your Studies Weekly. You have it there. You can go back and look at that if you need some help. Okay, number 2. How many stars does the Texas flag have on it? So think about the Texas flag. How many stars does our Texas flag have? A, 50. B, 1. Remember, you can always go back in our Studies Weekly because we talked about our flags. Here's our flags. So figure out which one we labeled the Texas flag and how many stars is on that Texas flag. A, 50 or B, 1. Number 3, it is important to tell an adult when you see someone blank. Well, it's important to tell an adult when you see someone A, steal something, or B, do a cartwheel. Which one of those would be important to tell an adult when you see someone A, stealing something, or B, do a cartwheel? Okay, number 4, blank is the capital of Texas. Okay, can you go back to your Studies Weekly to help you with this? You sure can. So is A, Amarillo, the capital of Texas? Or B, Austin, the capital of Texas? Okay, number 5. When you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you are making a blank to be loyal to your country. What are you making? What are you doing? When you are saying that pledge, what are you doing? Are you making A, promise to be loyal to your country, or B, liberty to be loyal to your country? So when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you are making a promise to be loyal to your country, or here's B, when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you are making a liberty to be loyal to your country? Okay. When you finish this, make sure you bubble those answers in nice and dark. Tell mom and dad, hey, mom, dad, can you send a picture of this to my teacher? And you will be done with social studies. There are a couple other activities that you can choose to do if you would like to. There's a Deep in the Heart of Texas book and also a compare contrast Venn diagram with Texas and the United States. So boys and girls, it was so awesome getting to talk to y'all. I wish I could see you, but I want you to continue working hard and doing your very, very best. And if you have any questions or mom and dad have any questions, please let me know. And I'm so sorry this video was that long. We just had a lot to go over. So have an awesome week. We love you. Goodbye.